Garage storage brands are marking up identical steel shelving 300% and counting on you never knowing. Today, we're exposing exactly which systems are worth it and which ones are quietly robbing you. I've tested 5 garage cabinet systems back to back. Load capacity, hardware quality, finish durability, and real assembly time, not the number on the box. Because the way most people shop for garage storage is exactly how they end up with sagging shelves 2 winters later and a dent in their wallet they didn't see coming. We're ranking these from worst to first. By the end, you'll know exactly which system to buy at your price point and which ones to scroll straight past. No sponsored reviews, just the data. At $1,799.98, the Torren 9-piece system is making a bold claim. 129.92 inches of integrated garage storage, fully welded steel, rolling chest included. On paper, that sounds like a complete solution. But here's the stress test. Does the reality match that number? The system ships as 9 separate pieces. Tall cabinets, base cabinets, wall cabinets, a rolling 4-drawer chest. Assembly complexity is real. Those 9 pieces have to align and connect. If your garage floor isn't level, that gets messy fast. Drawer capacity hits 75 pounds per drawer, 100 pounds on bearing slides, 150 pounds per shelf inside the tall cabinet. Those numbers are legitimate. The powder-coated steel and magnetic door latches are solid features. The locking system across every cabinet is genuinely useful. But with only 55 reviews at a 4.4 rating, the sample size is thin for nearly $1,800. That's the honest problem here. Not enough real-world data to fully stress-test longevity. If you want maximum linear footage and you're prepared for a serious assembly commitment, it's worth a look. But without deeper review volume, spending $1,800 requires a leap of faith, and that's a big leap. Viet calls this a 10-piece all-in-one workshop solution. That's a bold claim. So let's stress test it. The system includes tall cabinets, wall cabinets, and a rolling workbench. Modular, reconfigurable, lockable. On paper, that's exactly what a serious DIYer wants. The listing promises hours of assembly, not days, with pre-drilled holes and clear instructions. Maybe. But here's the problem. 22 reviews. That's not a data set. That's a friend group. A 4.7-star rating on 22 reviews tells you almost nothing about long-term durability or real-world assembly experience. The marketing language. Magazine-worthy garage makeover. Last storage solution you'll ever need? Is doing a lot of heavy lifting where independent verification should be. Double wall doors and powder-coated steel sound legitimate. But without significant review volume or third-party testing data, I can't confirm load ratings or actual assembly time. This might be excellent. It might be a weekend of frustration. Right now, there's genuinely no way to know. If you're a cautious buyer, and you should be, this one needs more time in the market before it earns your money. At $1,520, this Flicksalio 10-piece set had better be serious, and on paper it looks the part. Cold-rolled steel construction, locking drawers, brake-equipped wheels, adjustable shelves, wall cabinets, tall cabinets, the whole workshop ecosystem in one box. That's a compelling pitch. Here's the problem. With only 22 reviews at a 4.5-star rating, the sample size is too thin to trust. That score could evaporate the moment a few more real buyers weigh in. The 0.5mm steel thickness is the spec that earns scrutiny at this price point. Mid-tier competitors in the $800 range often match it. So, what exactly are you paying the premium for? The modular configuration flexibility is genuinely useful if your garage layout changes. The brake wheel system is a real practical win. But verifiable load capacity data? Not available. Long-term stability under heavy tool weight? Unknown. For $1,500, unknown isn't acceptable. This is the one where the marketing is doing a lot of heavy lifting. The evidence hasn't caught up to yet. Cautious buyers should hold. The next pick has the receipts to justify its price. So here's Swriters' 6-piece system at $1,044.99. The pitch is total garage transformation. 2 lockers, 4 wall cabinets, 4 roller cabinets, 2 52-inch workbenches, 12 pegboards. On paper, that's an entire workshop in one box. Cold-rolled steel construction, locking cabinets, pegboard that accepts 1/4-inch and 1/8-inch hooks. Sounds comprehensive. But here's the problem. 8 reviews. 5 stars across all 8. That's not a verdict. That's a sample size that tells you almost nothing. With over $1,000 on the line, you need hundreds of stress-tested opinions, not 8. The pegboard flexibility is genuinely useful if it delivers. Dual hook compatibility means you're not hunting for proprietary accessories. And 2 52-inch workbenches in one bundle is legitimately hard to find at this price bracket. But hard to find isn't the same as proven. I can't tell you the actual steel gauge holds under load because the real-world data simply isn't there yet. At $1,044.99, you're buying potential, not a track record. Patient buyers only. The next one has the user volume to actually back its claims. Nearly 3,000 reviews and a bestseller badge. At $174.99, that user volume is exactly the track record I just told you the last pick was missing. So, let's stress test it. The Latia 72-inch metal locker promises 5 adjustable shelves, a locking door, and a full steel frame at 0.8 mm thickness. That's the claim. Here's what it actually means to live with it. 72 inches tall, 36 wide, 18 deep. That's real garage wall real estate. Each shelf rated to 180 pounds, so you're not babying it with light bins. You're stacking actual tools, actual weight. The 3-point locking system with reinforced steel rods means this isn't a cabinet that pops open with a flathead for $175. The powder-coated finish handles moisture and corrosion. Important if your garage isn't climate-controlled. 4.4 stars across nearly 3,000 buyers is hard to fake. Who should skip it? Anyone needing modular expansion or a precise aesthetic fit. But for pure storage per dollar, this one quietly demolishes the premium system narrative. Next up is where the ranking gets genuinely interesting. So let's put the numbers side by side, because the marketing stops mattering the second you do this. Cost per shelf, lock reliability, assembly time, real-world load performance. 4 metrics that actually decide whether you regret this purchase. The budget systems look cheap until you price out the shelves you actually need. Then suddenly that affordable unit costs more per usable foot than the mid-tier. Lock quality separates them fast. Multiple buyers report the flimsy cam lock systems failing within months under real load. Assembly friction is real money too. Your time isn't free. The clear tier separation here isn't about brand prestige. It's about which system survives contact with actual use. One winner on every metric that matters, and it's not the one with the loudest marketing. Here's the bottom line. Multi-piece integrated systems add components. More components means more failure points. More failure points means more money out of your pocket over time. The single-unit locker doesn't promise you a feature list. It promises you a door that still works in 3 years. That's the honest engineering. Simpler, cheaper, more durable. And it wins on all 3. Links are in the description. Check current prices before you decide. You've got everything you need. Links are in the description. Prices shift fast, so check them now. Subscribe if you want this instead of the marketing copy, and drop your setup in the comments. I actually read them.